The only people that will redistribute the wealth are working people who have made a revolution and begin to redistribute that wealth. I'm James Harris. I'm the Socialist Workers Party candidate for U.S. President. The Socialist Workers Party is a working class party. We represent the interests of working people in politics. We try to explain that we live in a class-divided country, which the United States is, and that the interests of working people are different from those of the wealthy and the rich. And we put forward a program and ideas that address those interests. And by working people, I mean the vast majority of the people on the planet, not just in the United States. Change comes from the movements that working people are involved in, the fights that we are involved in, and the struggles that we do engage in. Well, one of the things that it taught me from a very early age, again, is along the lines of what I've been saying, as actually how political change is made, and that working people, ultimately have to be the ones that are involved, and that we're capable of doing so. A lot of all of the coverage of it, or the way that it's written about in the history books, can seem like it's just the achievement of some, very big individuals, like maybe Martin Luther King, which it all gets concentrated on, and that he made these advances for. But that's not what the civil rights movement was. It was a massive struggle engaged in by working people throughout the country, not even just in the South, who engaged in activities to make for political change. And by and large, this was massively a struggle of the working class. What this did is it gave me a lot of confidence in what the working class is capable of achieving, and when it's mobilized into political action, what it can achieve. It is not the election of the president that is going to make any difference whatsoever. The Democratic and Republican parties represent parties of the ruling class. For working people, these advances come from the actual struggles that working people are involved in, the fights that we engage in. This is the only way that we begin to move forward. What it has to be about is us beginning to understand as working people that we can control society and organize ourselves on a different level. The government that we have in the United States and the capitalist government represent the capitalist class. They can't be reformed to operate in the interests of working people. Capitalism enters a crisis. What does it do? It takes back from the producers of wealth from working people. Like, what is the crisis? Is the crisis that you don't have health care, or is the crisis that there's too much health care out there, in terms of what the capitalist class wants to see financed and taking place? Where does the wealth come from? It comes from the work of working people. It is what we produce, but we don't have any control over that wealth. Healthcare, should be provided, and it should be free to everybody inside of the United States based upon the wealth that working people create. The same as education. These things should be taken out of the realm of being commodities. But the only way that will happen is if there's a struggle, if there's a fight, if we become conscious of what we actually produce, in the world today. What do we do? What is our worth?